Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we are going to talk about supplements. So before we get started, I'm still doing market research on what the chronically ill community needs when it comes to medical gaslighting, and I still need your help with that. So there are two ways you can help me. You can go to my booking site and book an interview with me where I will be asking you questions about your experience with medical gaslighting. I'll put a link in for that in the description down below. And you can also fill out a questionnaire about your experience with medical gaslighting. I will put a link for that below as well. So if you go to any pharmacy or health store or supermarket for that matter, you will find a lot of different supplements. And the question is really, is it necessary as chronically ill to take supplements? And I would say I don't think it's necessarily more important when you're chronically ill, but there are some type of vitamins that the modern person really should eat because there is a lot of nutrition we don't get because of the way we have farmed the land. So in that way, supplements can be a really good idea. A lot of people are lacking B12, for example, and this has nothing to do with whether you're vegan or not, because it's just as much people who eat meat that are lacking B12. And so I would say most people probably should take a little bit of supplement, but clearly you can always go to your doctors and check if it's necessary for you, because they can do blood tests and you can see. When you're chronically ill, there is definitely no harm in helping your body out all the ways you can. Again, you can go to the doctor, have them do some blood tests and see if there's anything you're lacking, but I do take some supplements that I have decided personally for me could be really, really good. And I will show you these supplements and I will tell you a little bit about why I take them. A supplement that I take is, of course, this is a multivitamin, and I take that because it's a good idea. It is really a good idea to take a multivitamin, because most people are actually not eating as varied as they should. So taking a multivitamin can always be a good idea no matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're chronically ill or not. I will also say that I eat relatively healthy. But I do have a bowel disease, and when you have a bowel disease, you tend to not be able to obtain nutrients as well as people with healthy bowels. So therefore, vitamins can be a really good idea to take as a supplement. Another thing that I'm taking is calcium. And calcium is actually recommended whether you're male or female, that doesn't really matter, but once you are in your 30s, in the beginning of your 30s, most people actually should start taking calcium. Because biologically speaking, when we get to around 30, we start to our bodies start to not be as strong and youthful as they used to be. Some of you might know that. And a lot of people struggle with, and I think it's in English called osteoporosis. I'm not 100% sure, but where you are lacking calcium, and therefore you get fragile bones. And therefore, starting around in the beginning of your 30s, taking calcium is actually a really good idea in order to try and prevent that one day you will have fragile bones, you will have osteoporosis. And so the reason I've taken them before I was 30 as well, but the reason I started was actually because I got on prednisolone, which is a steroid, and that's really bad for your bone health. So I was actually told to take calcium, and I just kept doing it because I felt like it might be a good idea to just, even though I don't take prednisolone anymore, I think it's just a good idea to prevent and make sure that I'm getting the calcium that I need. And then as a pharmacy technician, I learned this about when you're 30, it's recommended to actually start taking a supplement of calcium to prevent getting osteoporosis. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to continue to take calcium. And so that was calcium. Yeah. And then I take D3. There's also D3 in the calcium, but I take an extra amount of D3. I take, this is, I can't even remember, 20 micrograms. I don't know if micrograms, that's how I would say it. Every other day. And then there is 10 micrograms in this one that I get every day. So, and I will say that D3 is definitely something you can get checked with your doctor, but depending a little bit on where you live and your lifestyle. Personally, I take this D12, not D12. Personally, I take extra of D3 because first of all, I live in Denmark and the sun is not exactly shining every day over here. Plus, I'm not outside every day, other than walking to my car when I have to go to work and then walk into my work and then back. And I don't spend a lot of time outside. I do spend time outside, but not enough in order to get the D3 that I need, that you get from the sun. Or you don't get it from the sun, but the sun is what activates D3. Why do I keep saying D12? D3 in your body. And so that's the reason, and that's because of my illnesses that I don't walk around outside all the time because I'm tired. And also I take some medicine for my Crohn's that made me kind of intolerant to sunlight, so I have to use the highest factor of sun lotion, and I have to stay out of the direct sun and everything. So therefore, again, I'm just not getting a lot of direct sun, and therefore I decided to take it. So I would say, if you live in a place where the sun doesn't shine that much, you don't really get outside, maybe you are, intolerant to the sun, whatever, it is a good idea to take an extra supplement of D3. You can always go check with your doctor, like I said, to be sure that you even need it. And I will say, and this is like D3, technically you can actually overdose. I just want to say that. I mean, you have to take a lot, but don't just take a crazy amount of it because you're thinking it's good, because you can actually overdose. You can get problems with your kidneys and stuff like that. So, but like I said, you have to take like a lot, but a lot. I don't think it's something that happens that often, but just so you are aware, don't think you should just take 100 pills a day of D3 because that's not good. Also, you should always take calcium and D3 and multivitamins. You should always take that with food in order for it to absorb better in your body. I also take B12, and this is definitely something I will recommend because, like I said earlier, most people actually don't get enough B12, and when we are chronically ill, you probably know this, we are tired, right? We're very fatigued, and one of the symptoms of lacking B12 is actually being tired. So, and not because we will still be tired, it's not like this can cure being fatigued as chronically ill, of course not, but there's just no reason that you are extra tired because you're lacking B12, and so B12 is a really good idea. This is something you can't take too much of that because that's just flushed out with your urine, so you can technically take as much as you want. This is 1,000 micrograms I take every day. And yeah, so I really do recommend that, no matter if you're sick or not, and no matter if it doesn't really matter. It's a really good idea to take B12 because most people really are lacking, and it has something to do with the way we farm the land. So yeah. The last thing I'm taking is probiotics. And probiotics is something that has been really popular lately, and you know, technically there's really no definitive conclusion on any studies that says that this is just, you know, the deal. It's a very promising area. I did actually make a video about a new study where probiotics is actually, you know, gut bacteria is believed to may be able to actually in the future cure something like Crohn's and colitis. I will link up here for a video that I made of that if you want to see what that study was about. But you know, I decided to take, because I decided to try them. This is something that can't harm you, right? It's like you can't overdose. You can't really. Gut bacteria can always be a good thing, you know. And I decided to do it because I have a bowel disease, and different studies do suggest that it can be good when you have a bowel disease to take probiotics. It, like I said, is not conclusive, but something shows that it could be a good idea. And I thought, you know what, it's not harmful. I'll just go ahead and try it. And I have to say, I do feel a difference. I do feel like it's actually helping my bowel. I can't promise you will feel the same way if you have bowel issues, but it can't harm you to try. Probiotics is also, again, not conclusive, but it might actually help with your immune system. And I have to say, I think it works, because since I started taking these, of course, I still get colds and stuff. I just got over one, but I don't get it as much as I used to. So, you know, for me, it's really worked. But again, I can't promise you any effect of it. But, you know, it can't harm you. So if you want to give it a go, you know, you can always do that. So these are the supplements that I take. And I want to say, like, if we should make a conclusion here on, like, whether or not it's a good idea to take supplements as chronically ill, I would say not necessarily. You know, as a pharmacy technician, I know a little bit about what we need and why we need it, and I also know that you know, it's supplements are not a cure for anything, and not all supplements are like documented that it actually has the effect that we think it does. But supplements is something I would recommend trying. You know, I maybe get that test at the doctors if you are thinking you might lack something, because, you know, there's no reason to, if you're missing, you know, you're not getting enough calcium, or you're not getting enough B12, or you're not getting enough D3, or you're not getting enough iron, something like that, there is really no reason that you should be extra tired, you know, on top of being fatigued and tired because of your illness. There's really no reason for that. You know, you might as well help your body as much as possible. So for me personally, this is what I have found the perfect combination for me. So I guess I technically do recommend it, but it's really important to me to say that there is no documentation that because you're chronically ill, it's a really good idea to take a lot of supplements. Like, no, I haven't found any anyways, but it can't harm. And, you know, like I said, a lot of people are lacking different types of vitamins and minerals like D3, B12. People also lack calcium, iron, and so on. So you know, it might be a good idea, but you can always get a test at the doctors to see if you are thinking you might lack something. And calcium, I will say, if you're over 30, start taking calcium for your bones. That's nothing to do with you being sick. It's just a really good idea to prevent osteoporosis. So yeah, I guess that was it. So yeah, you know, supplements is a really big thing. It's not 100% documented that it does anything particular, but we do of course know that we need vitamins and minerals as human beings. And we also do know I'm sorry. Sorry. We also do know that a lot of people are actually lacking a lot of vitamins and minerals because they're not getting it through their diet, because people don't eat enough variations of food. So therefore, overall, whether you're chronically ill or not, it can be a really good idea at least to take a multivitamin and some calcium. And I would also say B12 is probably also a really good idea. Be very cautious of what you, by the way, I want to warn you, be very cautious of what you buy and where you buy it, because there are people, especially on websites and stuff like that are advertising miracles from different types of supplements. And there is just no science backing it up. So it's, I would recommend going to something like the pharmacy actually to buy your vitamins and your minerals, your supplements, because then you at least know it's something that is approved by authorities. So, and at least in Denmark, the pharmacies are not allowed to claim that it has any kind of miracle work. It works in miraculous ways for this and this and that. They're not allowed to say that in Denmark. They are only allowed to say it might help. This might be good if you have problems with your bowel. You can try it. If you're tired, B12 might be a good idea. They're not allowed to say that take probiotics and you will never have a problem with your bowel again. Like they're not allowed to say that. And there's just a lot of, especially websites, where it's like that's what they are saying with no documentation. Let me know down below in the comment section if you are taking any type of supplements and if you feel like it has helped you in any kind of way. So yeah, I guess that was it. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh my god, that was the most important thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, like the video, and so on and so on. You can also follow me on my Instagram, that's also called The Art of Being Ill. And yeah, I'll see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill.